Okay, so at this point we've gone over two different ideas for sets of techniques on the bag. One where it's just hands, and one where it's a combination of hands and feet. Now we're going to be going over a little bit of a third one, where you use your elbows and knees more than anything. Depending on the kind of bag you use, will depend on the techniques you use. This one is a very soft and cushiony one, so I can throw my elbows, I can throw my knees, and I don't have to worry about it. However, if you have one of those that's full of sand, that's not necessarily something you want to go throwing a knee on. It's very, very hard and it will hurt. So from my fighting stance, I'm just going to do a rear arm cross elbow. And when I went and I hit the technique, I followed all the way through, which is what you need to do. Cross elbow from the front hand. Now, something that you also need to focus on is using your the ball of the foot to go through it. Also, with these techniques, you can also do a upward elbow strike. You can't really do a downward elbow strike on these techniques unless you're super tall and you have a bag like this. Otherwise, it's just pointless. So an upward elbow strike. When doing it in this motion, it's not directed towards the chin. It's actually directed toward the sternum to knock the air out of them. And I've seen it done like that a couple of times by certain professional fighters. Another thing that you can do, and this is just so you can actually have a target to hit, you can do rear cross elbow strikes and rear upward elbow strikes on your target, whether it's from a fighting stance or a neutral position. Either of these are all right. Now, as far as your knees are concerned, again, on something soft and cushiony, a body shield is always preferred, but sometimes you don't have a partner, sometimes you don't have a body shield. So, assuming on this position, reach across as if you're actually grabbing an opponent, and in certain bag situations, you can grab the bag, and then pull them up into a cross knee. Switch, cross knee. Now, these, instead of going to the shoulders, would go behind the head to grab for just a straight upward knee. Switch. If you do have one of those bags that hangs from a chain, sometimes the bottom part where it rounds under doesn't have any metal or doesn't have any hard coating. And depending on how high that is off the ground, you might be able to use the top portion here to perform that same kind of knee strike, but be aware that it is a hard surface regardless, so don't try to just slam your knee into there as hard as you can. So here we go. This is just a general idea of what you can do with your elbows and knees, on a bag at least.